Hey guys, today's video we are going to talk about how to use a magnet downforce meter and talk about a couple of differences between the two that are out there. So I have a bunch of different cars out here with all different kinds of downforce, from magnet cars to non-magnet cars. And first up, I do not know exactly where I got this unit from, but I believe this is similar to the type that Lucky Bob sells. So you always want to turn it on. You want to make sure that it's zeroed. And then this has a couple of different spots on it for your guide pin. And then you'll place your guide pin in the hole. And then you just want to move your back tire over to touch the peg that's there. The key with any of these things is consistency, meaning however you place the car when you make those changes or when you're comparing, you want it to be in exactly the right spot. So that to me is something that is an improvement on this unit over this one, is that on this unit it has a deal in the back that holds the car centered up. But this one for sure is definitely more aimed at the modern magnet cars. But just for comparison, we have 9.4 grams on this Dash Mondo, and we will compare that to, actually we can't compare it to this one because I gotta pop the guide pin out real quick and flip it, because it has, this magnet traction has the guide flag. So let's just flip this guy over so that this works. Okay, and we are going to put it in and move it over. So we have 7.8 grams of downforce. So basically the way this is working is this has pieces of track rail and the car is pulling up on that, and the act of it pulling up on that is giving us a measurement. So that being said, the magnet amount that is available is more on the Dash Mondo than it is on the magnet traction. That's not to say that if this car has bigger tires on it, or smaller tires, that those could change, which the tires are touching this surface here. That's a little bit different on this meter here. So if we put it on this meter, let's just see how we can get that to work. So we'll go all the way forward. We're at 21 grams of total downforce, and on this car we are at 18 grams of total downforce. Now there is something, holding the back of this car up, like you might change out that plate for something like this that is going to just sit the car on it. But the key is consistency, right? So just real quick, we'll jump back to this one and we'll check this. So pretty much no downforce. I mean, it still has 4.6 grams, which is pretty decent. If we put it on this one, 17.6. So it's still less than both of the other cars. But when we get into the magnet cars, this is where these cars are held in the back and with the guide pin. So this V-Spec has 67.1 grams of total downforce. That's regardless of the tires, because they're off the ground. So that's just telling you what the magnets are providing for the car. So same if we check the Fusion, pop it in here. Fusion's at 69.2. And if we check a Spec Racer Viper with all of the newest Viper magnets, we're at 71. So quite a bit of magnet volume on that car. But it gives you all different readings. The key is just being consistent. I mean, even though these two cars have similar downforce readings, because of where this is in contact with the car, it could be different. And so the real key here is not necessarily comparing car A to car B. It's comparing this, maybe this is a better example. It's comparing these two cars because they are being held in exactly the same spot, because it's exactly the same chassis, okay? So those two cars are giving you different readings because they have different level 4 magnets in them. Now, if we were to put something like a Neo car on here, you can see that thing is way, way up there. I mean, massive amount of downforce. That's 196, and then this car has 188. Okay, so different motor mags in those cars, same traction, but different motor mags. And the key here, like I said, and I just want to keep reiterating this, it doesn't matter which tool you're using. It's how you use that tool that's actually going to make you a better slot car enthusiast, racer, you name it. And mostly that's just the consistency. It's how you set it on there. Also too, how you take that data, like what you do with that data. Because I get a lot of guys that buy a bunch of stuff. They tell me that stuff doesn't work and that this is what they're using. And I've learned over the years to just say, you know what, just send me the car. They send me the car, and what they said it has, it actually doesn't have. And almost every single time, like 99 out of 100 times when I reach out to them and say, you said this and it has that, they say, oh yeah, you know what, like, dang. And guess what? That was their problem the whole time. And it's because they just didn't have the notes. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember back to grade school, but it was take notes, take notes, take notes, take notes. That still applies to slot cars, okay? By the time you get hundreds of slot cars and you start fiddling around with this and that and the other, and you have stuff all over your table and who knows what, you just lose sight of what that is. So if you want to be serious about this, take good notes, be consistent. If you have a setup like this one where you're touching the surface, use the same size tire, same compound tire, all of that stuff, or don't run tires on it. Let the car go down flat so that you'll get the most consistency out of it. But I believe these are available from Lucky Bob's. There's other guys out there that make similar units, but today it's not about trying to sell one of these. It's more or less just talking to you about the importance of the consistency of using the tool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one.